Harry, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Good.
Appreciate you being on today.
Hey, thank you. I saw your post earlier in the week that you were having a hard time getting your ad to go through campaigns for the Keller Williams mortgage. Did you ever have any luck on that?
Yes, I did. I did. Sorry. I am trying to live stream on Facebook at the same time. I think
I'll,
I.
let you go. I'll hang tight for a second. I'm going to grab my lunch anyway and make noise. I'm going to mute.
Okay, that's no problem.
I hope you don't mind, but I just got off a 4-hour ethics class call, so I'm starving.
No, that's no problem at all. There we go. Got my virtual background up there. But yeah, so I know we're gonna have a couple people trickling in. We have had 88 people sign up, but I'm going to be curious to see how many people will show up for the call today. But Terry, to answer your question, I did figure out what my issue was. So when I went in to connect more than one Facebook account, it would only let me connect my one Facebook page that I had set up. And so I went and looked at the API integration inside of Facebook itself. And once I clicked on the KW command integration with their API, it then allowed me to look and select the different pages that I wanted to appear in command. And so once I selected the appropriate pages, then everything went into command okay. So I think that was more of a Facebook problem than a command problem. And I'm glad I was able to work through that and get that figured out.
Are you willing to share your script that you used for your ad text?
I sure can. Let me see if I can go back to my campaigns. So that was for an ad that I ran for recruiting. So my real estate business has trickled down a little bit with everything that's been going on. And so I've been focusing a lot more of my time on recruiting and agent attraction for KW. And so that was more of a recruiting type ad. But let me see if I can find that and show it to you.
Okay, I thought you were doing it for Keller Mortgage.
So okay. I'm sorry. Yes. I tried to do it for Keller Mortgage, and let me see if I can pull this up and show you what this looked like. All right, let me share my screen with you guys. So this is what my ad looked like. And Jim, who was on the call with us last week, and he said he'll be a little late, but joining us. This was the image that he actually made and put together. And he ran the same ad just with a different ad copy right up here. And he got his approved. Now, my ad was disapproved by Facebook. And I think what got it disapproved was this line right here talking about how you can go to Keller Mortgage for the proper disclosures. The reason why I wanted to include that right there specifically is because I had read on the Keller Mortgage website under their social media advertising guide that you have to put something in there about seeing those specific disclosures, because you're not supposed to be apparently like sending people over to the website in some way, shape, or form that's not going to be disclosed. And so that's why I ended up putting that in there. But I think that's also why it ended up getting disapproved. So I'm not really entirely sure what other people are doing to have success with this.
Can we see the bottom of that where you say I can save you thousands?
Yes, it's right there. Sorry about that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
So it got disapproved, so then you didn't post it all and you didn't spend any money on it then?
Correct. So I ended up putting it over to Facebook to go get approved. It got disapproved, and so I wasn't charged anything, and the ad wasn't put out there. So, it was a little unfortunate because I was kind of hoping to get it put out there, but Jim said that he ran the same ad as well, and he didn't have a lot of success. He was telling me that he had ran it for I think 4 days and got a bunch of clicks but didn't have any leads, and so he decided to cut his short. And so whenever he gets on, he'll probably talk a little bit more about that.
So he got no leads from it.
Correct.
Okay.
He got no leads.
I'm going to take my video off while I'm eating real quick.
Okay, that's no problem. So for everyone else who is on, I appreciate you guys jumping on this mastermind call this week. I'm really bad with names, and I'll probably remember your faces if I could see those, but would you guys mind either just in the chat or just unmuting, letting me know who was on the call last week? Cool. Thank you, Terry. Awesome. Well, Michelle, we are happy to have you on the call this week. Not sure of the turnout. I'm going to kind of wait a couple more minutes before we kind of really jump in. But what have you guys been really working on and focusing this week with your command?
Okay, since nobody's sharing anything, I'll share something. So I still last week continued with, I think it was Saturday, I was trying to send out a care email, and I had sent it out on Wednesday to about 100 people. And on Saturday, I was like, I need to get this out. So I just mass sent it. And I added a phrase, a little blurb on there, inviting people to join in on our Easter service, and put the link if they were looking for a service. And I sent that to 252 people, and I got over 50 people. I quit counting after 50. Over 50 people actually replied to me on that. And I didn't get that many on the first 100. I mean, I didn't get 20% on the first 100. So that was kind of neat, just getting reply and having conversations with people about what's going on just from that email.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool to be able to hear that. We got a couple more people joining us, which is always good to have. So for me, I'll just kind of jump into a little bit of what I've been doing this week with my command. I've really been looking into really adding on to the agent websites that we have. I think I'd really discredited the websites over the past couple months because they've had a lot of bugs and everything. And from what I've seen, there has not been a lot of availability to add some really custom stuff into the websites. But over the past 2 or 3 days, I've been seeing a bunch of people post on the Command Your Conversion group and the KW Command Facebook groups about some of the features that they had added to their websites, and they had shared their website links and allowed people to go in and look at it. And I'm going to pull this up on my screen and show you guys an example of one of the websites that I'm looking at. This is by another lady that had shared her website, and so I really liked her website, just kind of how it's a little different. She had kind of put some pictures with her own personal branding. Nothing really too grand on the front homepage, but she had really added a lot of different things in here. A couple things that stood out was a featured listings, some real estate guides and resources where she added those guides. This is a place where you could go in and submit the form to be able to get that guide from her. She added things about Keller Mortgage, did a little thing for recruiting in case anybody was interested in joining Keller Williams. She had a little thing about a career at KW. A couple other things that were really cool. And then one of the things that I really liked is this blog. And so she had the ability to go in there and blog and add things to her website. And so I'm not exactly sure how this got designed. I think she somehow integrated it with a couple different things and maybe even had somebody else integrate it for her, but it just looks really good and really professional. And so this is one of the things I'm going to be working on over the next couple of weeks, as far as just getting my own website up and running. So I'm curious if you guys have had any success doing anything with your website, or kind of what y'all's plans are moving forward with that. And you guys can feel free to unmute yourselves, turn your face cam on, whatever works easiest for you.
Hunter, do you know, I know like a week ago, we couldn't edit, if we added a new page, we couldn't edit it. Do you know if that's going to be changed so that we can edit pages, especially with COVID and things change as far as what we can and can't do?
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I'm not entirely sure. I'm still just trying to learn the system better myself with the websites. I do know that they have some changes coming down the pipeline. As far as the timeline, I don't know, but I do know that they have some stuff coming down the pipeline in the future.
I've been using Homekeeper for, hi, this is Ravit Advocat from New Jersey. I've been using Homekeeper in the website, but what it does, I mean, it has great content in the blog, but it throws you off of the website. It takes you out into Homekeeper website. I would love to find another way of doing it, but it's built in a way where that's the only way you can do this right now.
Okay. Have you found how you integrated the Homekeeper with the website? Because I was playing around with that earlier and I couldn't exactly figure out how you kind of integrated both of them like that.
I can find out. My assistant did that.
Okay, perfect.
I can find out and I'll let you know.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't like that it gets you thrown off of it. I want to keep the people in my website, not,
Yeah, I agree.
But it has great content.
Yeah, it really does. And from what I've seen, it seems to put out really great content and also brand it to yourself as an agent, which is good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Will anybody else have anything good that they are using Command for? Anything that they just want to share with the group?
I can tell you that I listened last week. I missed this meeting, but I tried out your smart plan. I think it was mostly really good, but I didn't. Some things I wasn't sure about, and like the task that you gave. Did you mean that you actually key in? You signed them up on the website? You actually do it for them?
Yeah, great question. So that was more or less a task for myself to go back and check and make sure that they were signed up on the website. And for me, that was really just to make sure that they had that little green check beside their name in my contacts. That would let me know that they were connected either to my branded mobile app or they have a login to the website so that they could sign in and see any homes I'd send them or anything like that.
Okay. That's a good point. I wasn't clear on that. And honestly, I've been getting a lot of clicks on the ads that I've been putting out there, but a lot of pushback and many wrong numbers and wrong names and just a lot of pushback.
That's interesting. Has anybody else experienced similar things with their ads like that?
Yeah, me too. I'm getting a lot of that, a lot of bad information. Like it's like they're trying to get through to get something for free and they're not really trying to give their information necessarily.
What market are you in, Michelle?
I'm in San Antonio.
Okay.
So from what I see, whenever they open up that form, that Facebook form on the ad, it's going to automatically pull information from Facebook. They're just basic contact information. And for me, whenever I made my Facebook years and years ago, the email that I have on there is a little outdated. And so it's an email I'll check periodically, but it's definitely not like my primary email. And it is my cell phone number because I've updated that just so I can get text notifications. But for some people, that might be why you might be getting some some wrong contact information is just because it's pulling some really old data from Facebook way back when somebody would have created their profile. Leslie, to answer your question, yes, there is ways where you can blog through the website. One of them is through Homekeeper, and I'm not sure how to connect Homekeeper. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But the other lady, let me see if I can, let me see. This other lady has WordPress built into her website for blogging, and I'm not exactly sure how she did that, but it's built in through WordPress. So if anyone has any information on how they do that or connect Homekeeper, definitely mention that. But that's something that's still kind of new to me that I'm still trying to learn myself. So what other things are you guys doing and having success with inside of Command?
I joined the party late. Can I ask a question to you, Hunter? Just from.
Oh yeah, of course, Karen.
Okay, so from last week, I set up my smart plan, your follow-up plan, which was awesome. And I don't know if it was in here or another YouTube channel, and I watched about doing command ads and having multiple interests, because in my market center, whoever taught the class said to put like 5. So that's what I had been doing. And then I heard, oh no, like I put up to 30, right? So I've done those in my last 2 ads, and I've only from 2 ads, and I typically spend like 15 to 20 bucks, and they're just listed ads, gotten 1 lead. So is something going on with Facebook and Command, or is it something since I've changed, because nothing else has changed other than the interest that I'm selecting?
So
Karen, you doing more or less interest?
More. I would only select like Zillow and Realtor.com and like mortgage, loans, to attract buyers, because I was told to select between like 5 and 6, and this is in training, several months ago. And then on YouTube, or on maybe it was this Mastermind last week, someone said they were having a lot of success putting lots of like 30 and 25 to 30 interest in. So it might be user error, it might be a glitch happening. That's what I was just wondering if that was. I hadn't seen anybody else posting they were having issues with their ads. And the ads are launching. I mean, they're getting approved. I'm just not getting any leads from them.
Yeah, I saw my leads drop significantly for my ads this last week too. Like there were several that I got no leads through. And then there were a couple that I would get like 1 or 2, but the leads wouldn't actually pop into Command, and I had to open a ticket for that. But yeah, my other ones, I got no leads this week, and I really hadn't changed anything. So I don't know if something's just like, it's just a weird week. Like we're kind of 3 weeks into this thing and people are kind of acting weird now, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. If you weren't changing anything on the ads, I would just suspect, and this is just my opinion, that because everything's going on, people aren't really interested in homes. People are thinking about, how can I save money? Because, I might not be working, or, my work hours are cut back. I just got laid off, whatever that might be. And so that might be causing people to not think about necessarily buying homes right now. So I don't know. That's just a thought.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. But as far as finding some ads that might appeal to people, 2 things that one thing that I've been doing really well that I've had a lot of interest in ever since everything's been going on is recruiting ads. And those are ads, trying to find people who are interested in getting into a career in real estate, not necessarily agents who are at other companies, although it's always great to reach out to agents at other companies. But I've just seen a lot of people thinking about getting into real estate now as a career option, just because, they've been working another job, they just get laid off, or, their work hours get cut back. Now they have all this free time and they want to pursue their dream career of being a real estate agent. And so those are definitely some cool ads that you guys can run. Trying to see, I might have put that on my YouTube channel. Let me go back and try to see where that is. I did a video a while back of one of my ads that I've made for recruiting. I'm trying to see where I put that. Yeah, here we go. Let me get this for you guys. Just in case anybody is interested, I'm going to put this link in the chat for you guys to go back and watch a basic recruiting video that I was able to do through campaigns and put out onto Facebook. I'm curious, have any of you guys had any success doing any sort of similar ads over the past couple weeks, or just, maybe not necessarily through command, but just being able to have conversations with newer agents, stuff like that?
I haven't done any.
Me either.
Okay. That's okay. I know that's not really in a lot of people's wheelhouse. I think the stat across KW is only like 30 or 31% of agents have people in their downline. So I know that's definitely not like the norm for KW agents, but I have been able to fill out a lot of the time that I would have really spent trying to show people houses or do stuff like that they're not really interested in doing right now. I've tried to fill up some of my recruiting pipeline a little bit more, just trying to pivot and shift with what the market's currently giving us. So, so with that being said, is there anything else that you guys are working through right now or having trouble with inside of Command, or any of our other tech that we have?
Is there do you have a video on your channel about, I need to set somebody up for a home search through Command rather than just MLS and Kelly?
So the best way I would probably suggest doing that is through the website, and just setting them up on search parameters. Somebody might know more than me on setting up like a specific home search, but I'm not sure how to send them alerts like you would through the MLS,
Okay.
without getting them set up on your app and set up on your website, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm just curious, Terry, have you been able to set up inside of your agent website on Command like a saved search for them and just send them a link for that?
I haven't done that yet. They just notified me today of, it's somebody that I've been from an open house from a year and a half ago. And I've just been following up with them. And when I sent them an intro to the neighborhood nurture, they replied to it. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
be the first search that I've been able to send them.
That's awesome. Well, I can show you really quickly how I do that. Let me get my website up. All right, let me share my screen with you guys. So this is my website for my team. I'm playing around a little bit with some of the pictures and stuff, but let's say that you wanted to search for, Terry, what is the city that these people are looking in?
Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
Perfect, Highlands Ranch. Ooh, good price point. Okay, so do you know specifically what they're looking for, price, bed and bath, all that sort of stuff?
She just sent me an email with the one she was looking at. So let me tell you real quick here.
Okay.
Like 465, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,200 square feet.
Perfect. So from my understanding, as far as creating these saved searches, this is essentially how you do it is you go to your agent website, you search the area, you filter down by all of the things right here, and then you copy and paste the web link at the very top.
Ah, okay.
And then that's gonna send them those homes based off of this specific search criteria.
Is that will that continually change and update, or is it a static search?
That's what I'm not entirely sure. If I had to suspect, I would suspect that it's a static web page. And so anytime that there's a new listing or if one of these goes pending or something, you're not going to see that
Okay.
reflected right here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So that's probably what I would do in order to just send them something, at least from your website, that's branded to yourself.
Okay.
So perfect.
I
Yeah,
have a
but,
question. Oh,
yeah, go for it, Karen.
I have a question on with command and ads and stuff. Can you upload videos, or how do we do it? Because every time I try, it doesn't allow it.
Yeah, so for me, it's a little wonky with videos. Let me see if I can go to it and show you guys. Also, has anyone played around with the new campaigns dashboard?
No, I've seen it.
Okay, so I haven't really played around with it too much. Apparently, it needs more data, so it wants me to run more ads. It keeps telling me that there's not enough campaigns to tell, what's engaging and stuff like that. But as far as mine go, I was actually working on this yesterday, I believe, for realtor leads. Let me see if I can get in here and edit this. So this is another one of my recruiting ads, more targeting real estate agents. And under the ad media, it does allow me to do videos, but it's really weird. I had to basically upload an MP4 file to here, and then it allowed me to play the video inside of here. Trying to see, it says that the video must be shorter than 10 minutes and smaller than 250 megabits. And the supported formats are MP4 or MV4. It also has some best practices for videos, which I haven't really got into, but some of the things that they recommend is like the vertical placement is better, which I was trying to work on, but didn't quite get that. You want to have sound with enabled captions, and then just some other stuff. But that's what I was able to do. I just uploaded an MP4 file from my desktop and just kind of uploaded it straight to there. Is that what you've been working on? Sorry, Karen. Let me.
I'm on mute. Sorry,
No problem.
I forgot. I just been taking videos from my iPhone, and they're short, 20 seconds, so it shouldn't be the length period, and then emailing them to myself on my desk so I can do it from my desktop, and it's not allowing me to. So maybe it's just the format that it's in. I don't know.
Maybe so. I can't remember, but I want to say iPhone does not shoot it in an MP4 format.
Right.
I have to go and change that. And one of the ways this is just from me having having some tools available, but let me, I will stop sharing my screen. But one of the things I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a video editing software. I've used all of the Adobe software products for the majority of my career in real estate, just because I've always had access to them, thankfully. But inside of that, it allows you to change the format of it.
Okay.
That costs money. So if you have that, that's a great option. But you can probably do some research and find some other tools that'll help you just convert the format of that video to upload it for command.
Thanks.
Yeah, great question though. Yeah, the videos, Facebook is telling us that those are getting a lot more traction than just some of the static images. So I'm gonna try to play around with that myself soon. I'm trying to think. So has anyone had some really good success this week or maybe the week before running a really good listing ad or maybe just another thing inside of campaigns that they wanted to share? Well, I'll go ahead and tell y'all, I have not been really running a lot of ads this week, or last week rather. I've been mostly trying to really just update my database, as I've had a lot of leads in there recently. So I've just been trying to go through and call them, setting up some of their smart plans for them. But kind of speaking on smart plans, and Terry, I think you had said that you were working on those a little bit, but who is using smart plans, maybe for that follow up for Facebook leads, or just touching base with some clients?
I'm using it.
I am.
Okay. Michelle, what kind of smart plan are you using?
I'm using the one for doing the what's it called, the web app, or your app, and then I'm using the regular follow up for the neighborhoods smart plans. So I use that on pretty much everybody. So the the biweekly one, and then the one for trying to get them to sign up for the app. I use that pretty much on everybody. I haven't found a lot of success with like trying to use any of the other ones. I feel like it just puts too many just can't keep up with them. So off of those, then I can kind of do my own tasks, and then do what I need to do to keep up with people. But those at least get me started, so that I've got communication going out to people and kind of keep stuff going out and things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So have you had a lot of success actually getting people signed up for your app, and you're able to see that green check beside their name?
It's kind of hit or miss. It's not consistent yet, at least. And I don't. Yeah, I've just started doing it, so I think maybe with more consistency over time, maybe it'll get a little bit better. But we'll see. And the other thing I was kind of toying with is the way that it runs like in 3 increments, and they're fairly close together. So I thought, well, maybe I'll wait for a bit and then run that again at some point or something, or do a different campaign to run for the app later on, if it didn't hit them the first time around for some reason as being important. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's good. I was just curious your success with that, because I put people on the Promote My App Smart Plan, and I've got a couple people signed up, but for the majority of people, I'm not really getting them signed up, and I'm not sure if maybe just people don't want to download it, or if for some reason it's not linking them properly to my command. So I think I've come to the conclusion that it's not that just people aren't wanting to download it. But I don't know. I'm curious to hear other people's thoughts and opinions on that.
Yeah, the ones that I actually got to download it were people who seemed to be frustrated with the other options that were out there, that seemed like they are where we are. There's a lot of people who are kind of, there's a shortage of available houses, so the buyers are there's a lot of kind of fighting, for lack of a better word, over finding the right house, and so they're kind of getting frustrated with other options out there. And so then those are the people that I see that are trying to get our app because they're trying to get better information. So those were the few that I could see that actually kind of downloaded it. And so I think that I may see an increase as we come out of COVID, because there'll be more buyers in the market, and that frustration level is going to rise because there'll be less properties, even less properties, to go around. So maybe that'll be good for us, because the other tools just can't keep up like our app can, with the information, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Here are people like with the Redfin app, and honestly, until our recent updates, it's actually more user friendly. But I'm just wondering if any of you know how to search on ours based on the neighborhoods. I know that feature's available, but when I type in a neighborhood, it doesn't pull it up.
So Terry, what was the name of that neighborhood in Colorado?
That one isn't it's a city. Okay, now you just typed in it. I just did it, and I typed in my neighborhood and you just type it in the search field and it pulls it up. So, okay.
Yeah, my app's taking a second to load, but for the most part, it's able to just pull up the information. And for me also, like, there is a way that if you kind of just like hover, like if you zoom out of the map a little bit, you will see those blue lines were strong around the neighborhood. If you kind of go in a little bit until you see the name of the neighborhood, you can tap on that, and then it should be able to pull up all the information on that neighborhood, as well as the active homes in that neighborhood if you scroll down.
Oh yeah, and you can, like, I just typed in Mile High Stadium. So you're saying make the map smaller or zoom in?
Yeah, so let me see if I can actually share with you my iPhone screen. I think I can do that. Might take me a second.
So prior to now, I thought our app was inferior, but being able to search by the neighborhoods and the landmarks is pretty cool. So I might actually try that campaign next month. I still have the care stuff going on.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so if I, all right, let me clear this. Okay, so on my screen, you obviously can't see anything about the neighborhoods, but if I come in, you see the blue lines right there. If I come in a little bit more, the name of it pops up. So then I can click on the name Mountain View Lane, and then this is going to pop up with all of the data, what everything's saying, what the locals are saying. I have drive time, nearby schools, places. Now, I'm not sure where like the insights are going to come from like the things we put into the app over the last year or so as agents. But I think it's going to be similar to these Yelp reviews right here. And then at the very bottom is where it has all of the homes for sale in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So that's what I'm able to do. And then a cool thing, you can hit like the share button right up here in the upper right-hand corner, and then that will end up sharing it with anybody that you want to.
So if I did that search for this open house person and just texted it to her, that would give her that whole Highlands Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It would. So that would give her the whole entire, well, so it has to be a neighborhood.
Okay. Okay.
If it's a city, I'm not sure what that looks like, unfortunately.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a question regarding the app and sharing it. I shared it, just testing it, because I've been sharing it and not getting a lot of success. So I'm like, shared with my husband the other day. And the app says, how do I have it? Like when I shared it through the app as a text, it basically sounded like I was sharing, hey, check out my realtor, Karen Smith's app. Like it wasn't coming. Is that what everyone says?
That's what everyone says, and it's super frustrating, but I understand the reasoning behind it, because you're logged into the app as a consumer. And even though you, Karen Smith, have yourself, Karen Smith, selected as the realtor, it typically still have a consumer profile. And so it's going to share it from consumer to consumer. And so there's a workaround for it. And I can't remember if I shared this in the mastermind last week or not, but one of the things that I do, so I have an iPhone, and I think you can do this with Androids as well. But if you go to your text replacement in your keyboard, you can actually create a custom text replacement that whenever you're texting somebody, like for example, if I were to text in here, app 123, it would replace that app 123 with a really long message that sounds like it's a very personal message coming from me as a real estate agent with the link for my app. And so if that makes sense, that's probably the best workaround I would suggest for that. I can, if you guys are okay with me sharing my screen again, I'll pull up what my screen again looks like from my phone, and I'll kind of show you how I get to that and what that looks like.
Does it also, as you're doing that, Hunter, when we're sharing it through ads and stuff and a link,
Mm-hmm.
is it also sending that message, or no? Is it just when you text it?
So it's just whenever I do this text replacement.
Okay.
And so I'm sorry, give me a second. It's trying to pull up. Yeah, but that's one of the things that I've heard from a lot of people over the past couple of weeks is they're having some frustration with that. And I understand where their frustration is coming from, but at the end of the day, if you are a consumer and you're sharing the app with another consumer, you don't want to have it sound like it's coming from the real estate agent. So KWR logic is that they want to help generate some free organic leads for you as the agent by just having your consumers share it with their friends and family, neighbors, and whoever.
Okay.
For some reason, it's not going to let me share my screen with you guys, so sorry about that. But if you just go under your settings, you go under general. If you're on an iPhone, you can go under your keyboard. And at the very top, you have the thing called text replacement.
Keyboard. Oh, I'm not on mute.
And I'm going to see if I can copy this and share it in this. Share it in our group chat. I think I'm going to have to join this from my phone. So let me see if I can do this.
Hunter, do you know how many of those text replacements we can do?
I really don't think there's a limit, thankfully. All right, let me just email this to myself. All right, I'm going to email this here and get this pulled up for you guys. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. This is my message that I send for my text replacement. It's just pretty simple. And then at the very bottom, I have the link for the app itself. And so that's what I'm able to use to just share it with consumers. And so it's what's worked for me. I think it's a good workaround for the time being. I don't know if KWRI is going to change the verbiage whenever we hit that share button. But for the time being, I think this is hopefully a good workaround for people.
This is probably a dumb question, and I have not been in the app at all, but you said across the country. Can you see homes anywhere in the world, or is it just the United States?
That's a great question. Let me look. I would hope it would be well, actually, I don't really
I
know.
think you can do it on the road. I was in Germany over New Year's and I think I looked, I'm pretty sure I looked.
Oh, then I'm going to say anywhere in the world.
But we'll have somebody, you know what, my sister lives in Germany. I can have her download it and see.
Okay.
I'm looking in Mexico and I'm not seeing anything in Mexico.
Okay.
I want to say it probably just works for the US and Canada for the time being. Because I'm going to try to search in Toronto.
I think I used it in Jamaica a couple years ago. But something else you could add to that text, Hunter, now that you also say you can search by, instead of just you can see houses across the country, you can search by neighborhood, landmark, or address.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty cool to, none of the other search engines let you search by neighborhood or landmark.
Yeah, and I can't remember if you can actively search by school districts, but if not, then that's also coming in the future. We can search by those school districts.
Okay, I'm gonna try Jamaica. I think maybe when you're in the location, I know I looked at this house in Jamaica when we were there. Oh, I just pulled up Ocho Rios, Jamaica. It says no results found, but it pulled up the area.
Yeah, I think if you're in the US or Canada, you can probably see homes that are just in the US or Canada, but then if you start to go out, I'm not sure if it's going to actively pull. Well, no, that's in Florida. Okay. I was looking in the Bahamas and I pulled up Key West, and you can see things in Key West, but you can't see things in Cuba. So, well,
Okay.
I take that back. There is one in Cuba. for like 1.1 million. So that's good to know. Yeah, for these, if you're not in that country, I'm just seeing that it says like out of the area for the country and stuff. So it might not pull the information correctly from the MLS feeds.
But I think when you're there, like if you're visiting somewhere and you see a place for sale, I'm fairly certain I pulled things up and been able to look at the information on the property, but it's been a while since I've done that. So, but I thought I did, but I don't want to like, I wouldn't change it to the world yet, Karen.
Okay.
Maybe not quite.
Mark, when are you in?
For me or Karen?
Karen,
What'd you say?
what market center or what location are you in?
Oh, I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Anybody else having a blizzard like us?
No.
Yeah.
It is about 80 degrees and sunny today.
I'm jealous.
It's very nice, thankfully.
I did. I woke up to 6 inches of snow and it's been snowing all day.
Oh, goodness. Well, for Linda, Leslie, Michelle, or Ravit, do you guys have anything y'all want to mention, bring up, or talk about as we kind of start to wind down our mastermind for this week?
I actually just got off a call with our IT person, so I got a lot of questions answered. There are a lot of things that they're still working on. I'm really trying to work around, you know, the smart plans and the ads, and just keep on working them, and just, I mean, hoping for the best. Hoping that something will come out of it and it's not going to be all just looky-loos. Just people clicking away because they're bored, because we're all home.
Yeah, hopefully something will definitely come out of that. I know I've seen Nick as well as some other people post in those Facebook groups some results of them running like a Facebook ad for $25, $20, and they've already found like, you know, $300,000 and $400,000 and $500,000 pre-approved buyers. So
What are they doing? What am I doing wrong? That's my question.
honestly, I don't really know. I want to say it's probably the area of the country that they're in, and it could just be luck, honestly. Just finding people like that. I haven't personally found somebody who's already pre-approved and ready to go. Most of the people I talk to, you know, you kind of need to hold their hand and walk them through that buying process, typically from start to finish. You know, but that's what we're here to do. That's what the follow-up and the smart plans are for, you know, to be able to follow up, touch base, and provide value as we walk them through the home buying process.
Did you also hear that Keller Williams, Gary Keller is going to give us $50 for every $25 we spend on ads?
So I'm not sure where you're hearing that. What they have said is that for people who have never run a Facebook ad before, you will get a $25 credit if you spend $50 or more on an ad. So for example, if you spent $75 on an ad, you would get a $25 credit, so it only costs you $50. But the only like hang up with that is that you cannot have run a Facebook ad before through command.
Okay.
So I mean, it's really great for the people who are able to run those Facebook ads for the first time and be able to use that credit. But I know a lot of people, including myself, who've been running ads for a little bit, and you know, unfortunately, cannot partake in that. But you know, we've already been getting some good leads off of Facebook before. So.
And Hunter, that has to be $75 on one ad?
I don't really know the ins and outs of it because I haven't looked into it too much. From what I saw Nick posting, or maybe somebody else posted earlier, they took a screenshot where they typed in the amount for that one ad was $75, and then it gave them a $25 credit, so it was only to charge their card for $50.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. Well, honestly, unless you guys, what was it? Okay. Yeah, the OPs and team leaders might have a little bit more information than I do. I know that whenever they were having their calls earlier today and earlier this week, they'd kind of brought that up a little bit. I'm not a team leader or an OP, so I don't get all that information. But I will try to pass on the knowledge and info that I am given. Hopefully, I'm sorry, Terry, what'd you say?
Thank you for coordinating this each week.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I'm happy that you guys were on. I'm really surprised. I was thinking we would have more people on this week. We have 88 people signed up to come to this every week, but I have not been sending out a large email blast before the call starts.
You know what I think? I think that all of us, I mean, I've been on Zoom meetings from 9 o'clock in the morning. So one after another, either Zoom or Pivot or something, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm also very appreciative of this meeting that you're setting up and teaching us, so.
Yeah, of course, I appreciate it, and trust me, I know the pain, I know the struggle. I've been on Zoom calls or phone calls for the majority of the day, every day. It seems like for the past couple of weeks, and so I'm, definitely starting to get a little bored and tired of it. But I do want to be a resource for you guys, so you're, more than welcome to hop on, every week you can, or if there's sometime you can't, obviously no problem. But I'm probably going to send out an email next week just so that more people are reminded of the call, because I don't think that Zoom automatically reminds you like I was hoping it would. But anyway, thank you, Terry, for being on, and thank you, everybody else. The video.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. If you guys want to go back and watch this video again, it is on my YouTube channel. I live stream them every single week, and the recording will be posted hopefully up there tonight. And you're more than welcome to send it out to your friends or people who were not able to be on the call today.
Thanks, Hunter.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. Glad that you all were able to make it today.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You all have a great day.
You too.